Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Moon Ra coming to you with your video for the next 7 days. This is going to be the 14th, for the 14th through the 21st. So Friday. So first of all, happy Friday to everybody. Friday connects us with Venus. That's right. Venus is a personal planet. It's the principle of pleasure, of relating. So Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. It connects us with Taurus and also Libra, and also the color green, right? Like green, like money, or whatever the color of money is in your country, right? But it connects us with wealth, right? Abundance, prosperity, those kind of things. But it also connects us with open enemies. It connects us with vain, vengeful, green with envy spirits, right? So usually on Thursdays, you may have like maybe Thursday night, you could have a dream about something that puts you in a low place. Maybe you're starting to have memories of a loved one, people you were romantically linked with on Thursday evenings, and then you wake up. That's why I always talk about get outside and get some sunlight, right? Maybe you start feeling a little down or low about like, man, I remember I was in a romantic relationship. I would have really married that person, and man, you know, and having those kind of thoughts, I could see myself really marrying that person. And then you start thinking about how you were lamenting over something, right? Having to do with them, where maybe you felt like, nah, you know what? I have this whole new lease on life. Let me snap out of it, right? I always talk about not going back to exes for a reason, right? And it's not always for a bad reason. It's not always like they did something horrific to you. Maybe they did, who knows? I mean, but it's not always for that reason. So you don't want to make it a hate. You don't want to jump on a hate train. Sometimes it really is timing. Sometimes it could just be things like somebody couldn't close out a cycle on their job. Sometimes it's long distance. It could be a number of things, right? It could be timing, could be just the distance that y'all just could not get it together. Something could have happened, could have been family feuds. It could just, I mean, for real, it could be so many different, they're so multi-layered. But usually on Thursdays, your spirit is already preparing for Venus on Fridays, right? You're thinking about love, music, art, music, aesthetics. That's Venus, right? Venus is the goddess of love, music, art, aesthetics, all those things, right? But then you also start thinking about the other side of it as to why the relationship ended. Sometimes you need to let that part, the darkest part of the relationship, fuel you to not go back. If that's what it's going to take to fuel you to not go back, that's what's going to help you to put a manhole cover over the past. If that's what it's going to take, let it take that to put the manhole cover over the past. Sometimes you need to go through your Akashic records. For real. You need to go back in your mind and say, I need to go back and remember why the relationship ended in the first place. Okay? Before I start thinking, okay, this person's a star, you know, they're successful, their light is shining bright, you know, I'm familiar with this, I know that, I know this, I can talk about this, and I can talk about that, I can enlighten people. Sometimes I just need to say, no, I'm happy for them. I need to just move on with my life, because there's a star inside of me too, right? Your 11th house, right? Just use it as inspiration for yourself, okay? You don't need to hate. You don't need to jump on no hate train. You don't need to gossip. None of those things. Just, you know what? There's a star in me too, meaning that I have purpose. Here's the beautiful thing about being a Capricorn is that you are ruled 10th house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 10th house. I'm telling y'all, there's a difference between your career and your vocation. The vocation is your calling. What were you called to do? What were you called to do? I can think of a lot of I can't say a lot of career changes. You know, like I said, I worked in government. Wow, I mean, receptionist, I guess secretary jobs, that kind of stuff. Worked in a library, because I'm looking at these books right here on this card right here. Had summer jobs as a teenager, those kind of things. And you can look back and go, okay, what was the purpose of all of that, getting you to where you are? A lot of it was building up your confidence. A lot of it was building up your confidence so that you could answer the call on your life. And that's what it was really helping you to learn how to answer the call on your life. That's what it's all for. Your purpose is so that you can answer the call on your life. It was helping to build up your confidence. All them people it's like, if they can do it, I know I can do it too. Like, your source is putting you around people that you're like, okay, I know if that person can overcome these obstacles, I know I can do it. It wasn't for the purpose for you to spread gossip about them or jump on a hate train. It was like, if they could do it, I know I could do it. If they could answer the call on their lives, I know I can answer the call on mine. Right? I know I can. I know I can do it. Right? So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do, is just recognize that Source will put people across your path that have been through hell and high water, but nothing is going to stop them from answering the call on their lives. Nothing is going to stop them from answering the call on their lives. They're just building their confidence. They're people just like you are, putting their pants on just like you are, putting their dress, skirt, hat on, just like adjusting their crown just like you are. If they can move beyond things, and people are saying, oh, they on some high horse, and you've seen them go from the darkest of dark to the lightest of light, and you somehow are connecting, right? Walnuts may be of importance to you all. Whenever I see the Ace of Wands, we're talking about brain food. You already change your diet. You're about to change your diet, all of that. Somebody is getting married. Somebody has enough information to put the past behind them. You're going to what nurtures your spirit most. You're not going to who has you swinging off chandelier. That may be for temporary for you, right? You may not be a person who wants to be in the spotlight all the time. You may be a person, versus if you were with somebody who always wants you in the spotlight, they may have wanted to dominate all the attention. You may really want to be in a relationship where you really feel most nurtured in that relationship. That's the whole purpose of you pulling your birth chart. Please, y'all, pull your birth chart. Pull it. It's for free. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, I'm doing donation readings, right? I'm a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships, okay? Be a magnet for that. Don't be a magnet for just instant, okay, flash in the pan, okay, hot for the moment situations where you just, okay, we shining together, we on stage together, you know, we look good together, and then next thing you know, behind closed doors, you crying your eyeballs out, eyeballs bloodshot red. That ain't gonna work. You want to be happy in behind closed doors and out in public, and not, you know, like you want to be compatible with your person, y'all, where it's a balance. It's a healthy balance, right? You don't want to have a secret enemy. Behind closed doors, you always crying, trying to explain yourself because you're not showing somebody enough attention. They always got to hog a spotlight behind closed doors. They always got to have you got to walk around literally, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. You got to literally walk around with a spotlight in your hand because they always need a spotlight, stage, and microphone. Always. You're like, dang, when do you get a chance? When do you get a chance to have, y'all get the point. You're a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. Got the point? Good. So yeah. So Thursday nights, your body is preparing you for Venus, because Venus connects us with Friday, right? Right? So yeah, you start thinking about who you're attracted to. You start thinking about, you know, why am I want to reach out to this person? I'm attracted to this person. And why aren't they attracted to me? Because again, something in your spirit source is trying to balance you out. You may say this person balances me out. But again, something is like a chain reaction. If they pick up on a secret that you're a part of a secret society and they don't want any parts of it, guess what? That's going to be an immediate cutoff. Blocked, everything else. If they pick up that you are, especially if they're a star already, they're in their 11th house and you rule 10th house, that they're already in their 11th house or 12th house or whatever, right? If they pick up on it, for them, they're going to be like, no. They've already been initiated by source. 11 is a very powerful number. It's a master number. So they're already enlightened. For number 11, already, especially number 11, is already enlightenment, right? They're already in their star, right? So they can teach you how to be a star. Whether you with them or not, they can teach you how to operate in that space. Because they're not pressed to be on stage. They're going to shine no matter what. They're going to shine whether they pushing a broom on the street, working a night shift, working during the day, famous or not famous, right? They're going to show you how to be a star. They're like, okay, they're not pressed. They're not desperate to be a part of this, not desperate to be a part of that, right? So source is saying somebody is getting married to exactly what balances, like what feels nurturing to your spirit, to your soul. They literally have everything that your spirit, that you prayed for, everything. If they live a distance away from you, then that's a conversation. Don't secretly yearn to be closer to somebody. Speak up, say something, open your mouth. Like if you live a far distance from somebody, like you, I really want us to live closer to each other. Whether you're a man or a woman, say it. Just say it. This is what we're talking about, magnet. I really want us to live closer to each other. I really wish we lived closer to each other. Right? This 5 and 6 is sword. I mean, it's 6, right? We're talking about work, right? This work, this right here, 6th house. Virgo rules 6th house. This is where you get, we're not talking about a Virgo. This is where you're talking about being a little bit more meticulous in some of the health and well-being, right? Saying, I feel better when you're closer to me. I feel better that I feel better when I'm closer to the person that I want to be in a relationship with or want to marry. I want to be able to just get up and just come visit you at your house, or you can come visit me in mine. Or when I want to go out to dinner, we're close to where each other, we live like within close proximity to each other, right? So that's what somebody is starting to speak up and say something instead of sending these little secret hints. Like, don't nobody want that. I'm not trying to be funny when I say, but for real, that is irritating to somebody who is already a star. That's irritating. These little secret hints. So source is trying to tell somebody it's time to put a manhole cover completely over the page. You're going to send back all spell work. I'm telling y'all, when you say I'm putting a manhole cover over the past, anything that connects me to an ex, it's getting ready to send back all spell work. Anything that connects you to an ex that made you cry, I'm telling y'all, I'm talking about sad tears. Y'all getting ready to send it back. It could have been for any reason because y'all lived so far apart from each other and you just... I'm not talking about somebody who said, okay, let me try my hardest so we can move to where we're closer to each other. We're talking about, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, y'all know what I'm saying. Like somebody, you get the point. Y'all get the point. Anyway, let's get into your reading. So your path clears, a breakthrough week and power is in alignment is happening. I see somebody getting married. This person is exactly what you prayed for. Don't mess something up because your mind is twisted around about somebody from your past. That's how relationships, I'm telling y'all. So many people do have healthy marriages because they are not confused about somebody from their past. Forget that. Just because somebody is shining, everybody is a star. Everybody has an 11th house. Do not go back. Don't go back to your past. Don't go back. I don't care who they are. I happen to think I'm a wonderful person, but I wouldn't want my exes to come back to me. And I'm gonna put myself out there. I wouldn't want them to come back to me. I'm not going back to them. And that's not saying anything negative about any of them, right? Because I'm not on that frequency of talking negative about anybody from my past. I'm just trying to tell y'all, for any reason, a relationship may not work out. Any reason. It could be any reason. Y'all, it could be a long distance relationship where you're just like, oh my God, I really wish I could see this person, but we live thousands of miles away from each other. And it's just exhausting. So Source is saying, Source has you right where you are supposed to be. Has you right where you're supposed to be. You have enough information. You have enough information, right? Put a manhole cover over the past. I'm seeing a breakthrough. I see you eating healthier foods now. Brain foods where you can start thinking, okay, I like to eat healthier. This person is going to start talking about eating healthier for you. They're going to talk about putting the past behind you. You know, they putting the past behind them. It's all love. It's forgiveness. Everybody's talking about higher frequency, vibration, this, that, and the other. They're wearing their heart on their sleeve. They have a lot of inner strength, you know, all of that, right? And that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. But yeah, you're not being pulled into no chaos and confusion. No. So here we go. King of Pentacles, theme of the week, stability grows, financial security and long-term planning become your priority. Here's an affirmation for you. I build wealth, wisdom, and grounded success. Wealth, and grounded success. Yeah. Five of Cups, old disappointments, regret, or what ifs finally loosen their grip. Yeah, what ifs. Put a manhole cover over it. It's a done deal. It's the affirmation. I release the past and welcome emotional renewal. Release the past. Release it. Release the past. Yeah. What you're gaining is Ace of Swords. A breakthrough, sharp insights, or important truth arrives. So affirmation for you is clarity guides me towards my highest path. Yeah, clarity. You trying to gain some kind of clarity. You are a receiving zodiac sign. You're a receiving zodiac sign. Not only that, if, let's say your ex is confused about you. Let's say your ex is confused about you and they're with somebody and that person is like, okay, I'm not sure. You just clear something up for them. You don't want your ex. That's not you being mean-spirited. You want them to have the best for them, that what nurtures their spirit, because you want what's the best for you that nurtures your spirit. And that's the end of that. You're not, no confusion whatsoever. Put a manhole cover over the past. You're stronger than that. And people are praying for your strength. Somebody is praying that you get married because you're balanced out and you're not on a high horse. You've ascended. You have ascended. You don't want to be in a relationship where you're always crying sad tears. If you're crying tears, you're crying happy tears. You celebrating this and you celebrating that. You don't want to be in a relationship where you're always in survival mode. We robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? We stressed out, we crying out, we fighting all the time, arguing. Somebody crying because they sad over this. It's just a bunch of drama, chaos, and confusion. Like what? Again, a magnet for harmonious, peaceful, healed relationships. That's another, keeping it high vibrational. That's what you're praying for. If your ex comes across your mind, you're praying that they are in a relationship that is harmonious, peaceful, and healed. Because your energy is attractive. You're even attracting people from your past on Fridays, right? They thinking Freedom Fridays. Okay, they going out. They supposed to be going to get some milk from the store, right? They supposed to be going to the corner store or the bodega, or they supposed to be going somewhere to get. They supposed to be just getting a carton of milk. Next thing you know, they trying to secretly dial you or call you. Blocked. That call not getting through because you are taking the initiative to say, you put a manhole cover over the past. Call never came through. You send it return to sender immediately because you're stronger than that. You're not confused. You know what nurtures your spirit. It's time to speak up. It's time to open your mouth and speak up. Use your brains, brain food, change your diet. Somebody who's connected to you is talking about eating healthier. They're thinking about you, praying that you're eating healthier. Somebody from your past, who knows? Who knows what they was talking about? They could have been sitting around eating donuts all day long. Who knows? Anyway, so here we have this queen of, what you need to focus on is the stepping into confidence and radiant magnetism. Your charisma open doors. An affirmation for you is I shine effortlessly from my authentic self. Somebody that you were connected with in your past always wanted to bring the worst out of you and then enlighten everybody else. That is called an open enemy. That's called an open enemy, because they wanted to be the brightest light in your life, always pointing out your dark spots while they shine all the time. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody like that, where they feel like they're the ones that balance you out. You're always the dark spot in the relationship where they are your better half. You're not a half of a person. You're whole and complete. Just like you want somebody else who is whole and complete. So if it's distance is a problem, hey, speak up, say something. We live too far from each other. You know, maybe we can move halfway, something. Say something. But yeah, so here we have the Page of Pentacles. This is advice from Spirit. Start something new. Study, invest, plan, or plant a seed. Small steps matter. Yeah, so somebody has this whole new lease on life. It's just the way that you think is a whole new lease on life. You may not be physically moving, but just the way you're thinking is inspiring. And that was the whole purpose of you returning to pure consciousness. That's the World card. The whole purpose of the tradition, the whole purpose of you starting a whole new tradition is being put around people who were, getting you fired up and all of this other stuff, was that Source was showing you they didn't know how to use their fire properly. But then Source started putting you around people who seemed like they weren't fired up enough, who was just inspiring and motivating you to use your fire properly to help build your confidence and to get outside and get some sun, to balance out your hormones, to balance it out for you so that you can feel whole and complete. So by the time you think about marriage, you're like, okay, I want somebody who's whole and complete, not somebody who's going to constantly point out the dark spots in me. My ex looked better than you did. That's where you need to be then. My ex had this kind of job. They had this. They were so busy talking about their ex. That's where you need to be. Don't talk about your ex anymore. That's what, go over there and be with your ex. Go be with them. So that's the Page of Pentacles there, right? So here we have the external influences is this. Recognition, praise, or validation comes your way. Others see your growth. An affirmation for you is my progress is celebrated and supported. That's right. You want somebody who's going to have your back. Who's going to support you when you getting your awards, when you're getting a promotion at work, and somebody you can call and be like, oh my God, you got it. You got the job. You got this. You want somebody who's going to support you getting promoted. Somebody who's supporting your star, right? Your 11th house. You believed in something. You got promoted, whether you're a man or woman. They don't see you as competition. They don't dim your light just to increase theirs. So the only time they check in mentally is when the light is shining on them. But when something good is happening for you, they distracted. You don't need to be around family members like that or friends. Y'all get the point? They need to go. You need to make room for something else. And I see you being successful. His joy, success, and clarity illuminate your path. A breakthrough week ends in victory. So an affirmation for you is, I step into my brightest timeline with confidence. That's it. That's how you and your person are going to support each other. You got their back when they shining. They getting their awards at work, whether it's the employee of the month, employee of the week, whether they're getting some kind of an award, that they being surrounded by their department, or are they, if they're, on television or whatever, you are supporting them fully. They're supporting you. Those are the kind of family and friends you want to be around. People are going to fully support you when you're being celebrated, and vice versa. The ones that they act like they halfway awake. And I'm telling y'all, in a zombified state, they forget this. They forget everything when it comes to you. Breadcrumbing, giving you just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But when it comes to them, they want you to be fully present. Those days are gone. You're not playing mind games anymore. Here's some candle colors for you all. Black candle is for grounding and protection. Green candle, as in green like this, and I sell all of these candles, right, are for wealth, growth, and stability. Brown candles are for grounding, physical manifestation, and gold candles are for success, recognition, and solar energy. Gemstones for you all would be smoky quartz. The smoky quartz is for grounding plus releasing negative patterns. Garnet is for Capricorn's empowerment stone. That's garnet, right? That's your empowerment stone. Passion plus strength. A black tourmaline is for protection plus energetic stability. Citrine for you all is for confidence, success plus clear thinking. And pyrite is for abundance plus manifestation. Matter of fact, I think I got a couple of pieces of pyrite that I may do a giveaway for. I may do a giveaway for some pyrite. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do a giveaway for pyrite, because pyrite is for abundance and plus manifestation. So the first 3 people who send me a text message, my cell phone number 202-460-3205, I'll send you a piece of pyrite. They're already cleansed, by the way. When you receive them, you can cleanse them again if you want to. So cleansing and empowering herbs are rosemary. You can use these for tea, bath infusions, and incense, and or simmer pots, right? Rosemary are for clarity, protection, and purification. Another one is bay leaf. That's for manifestation plus wish making. Cinnamon is for confidence, courage, money drawing. You put cinnamon in your teas, your coffee, right? Some of you all, maybe. Sage for energetic reset. Patchouli is for grounding and prosperity. So here's some affirmations that I created for you all. 5 of them if you want to write them down. First one is, I trust the path unfolding before me. The second one is, my discipline creates freedom. The third one is, success flows to me with ease and purpose. The fourth one is, I am grounded, focused, and aligned with my soul's mission. And then the 5th one is, I welcome breakthroughs, clarity, and divine timing. All right. Let's put some oracle cards. But yeah, when you start having thoughts about like loved ones on Thursday, you wake up on Friday and like, okay, I could see myself marrying this person. That's on Friday when you wake up, I see myself marrying that person. You don't know why you texting a person, emailing, thinking about that person. That's Venus. Child, Venus wilding out again. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, it's Venus. It's the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, and aesthetics. But remember that it'll also remind you of the dark side of Venus, the energies who were open enemies to you, the energies who were vain, vengeful, and greedy with envy, and the energies that you start remembering all sorts of things. And because Mercury is retrograde, and I keep reminding my collective community when these planets are retrograde to slow down. Your ruling planet, Saturn, is retrograde right now until the 28th, right? Slow down. Slow down and start thinking, do I want to build tradition with this person that I'm marrying? If it's a I don't know, let it be a firm no. If it's a I'm not sure, let it be a firm no. Put a manhole cover over. Stop being confused, y'all. Stop letting these. I'm telling you, if it's a I'm not really sure about that, manhole cover. It's a no. I'm just letting y'all know right now. You're going to be saving yourself 20, 30, 40 years of heartache, pain, stress. Shall you be stressed out? Yeah, go back to your mind. Don't go back. Don't put yourself in survival mode. If y'all not compatible, y'all just not compatible. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, so take some time to breathe out. Sometimes you're just not compatible with people. Yeah, you learning how to look at the bigger picture. You're learning how to look at the bigger picture. See, the problem is that some people don't know how to release relationships in love. For real. That's what I'm trying to help people learn on this channel. Close out relationships in love. You don't have to hate your ex. Close out relationships in love. You can genuinely, if you happen to see them out with their person, you speak and keep it pushing. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You don't have to be standing there smiling and grinning in people's faces like y'all remembering the good old day. No. If y'all happen to see each other, you can't run to the other side of the street like, oh, Lord, okay. Okay, I guess I got to speak. Hi. And just keep it moving. Just keep moving. So anyway, right now, so stay in the present. Don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. But yeah, somebody figured out for somebody that they're part of some kind of a secret organization, or they secretly are connected to somebody. And you may not have figured something out right now. But remember, a person who's a star already knows a whole lot of people. They already connected to a whole lot of people. They already know. They already know something. So yeah, so just keep that in mind on Fridays. If you think it's just a coincidence, I'm thinking about this person, I'm thinking about that person, it's also going to connect you too with many different other forms of love. It's going to connect you with that as well. So yeah, dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. I'm seeing a lot of prosperity in someone's future. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. Take only what resonates with you. But yeah, you're not going back to an ex. Don't get used to you not going back to an ex because y'all had some big, powerful blowout. Sometimes it really is because the timing was off, and that's not by coincidence. Move on. Move on with your life. So another thing too is, another thing also for you all is on Thursdays, Jupiter, right? So on Thursdays, a lot of you all are, y'all may not notice like the color purple on Thursdays. Y'all gonna start paying attention to this stuff now that I'm sharing you. Y'all gonna start writing stuff down. So on Wednesdays, so it's like a day before. It's like leads up to it, right? So anyway, I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but anyway, this is your reading. So if you're thinking about like, going back to somebody that you be like, oh God, we would have been, but they turned out to be a secret enemy, just move on. Just move on. If you got to say that in your mind, now that you know what a secret enemy is, or open enemy, or you feel like, okay, there was too much grandstanding, too much grandstanding and showboating in your relationship. I don't care how long ago it was. They could have calmed down, whatever. But sources saying if y'all weren't compatible, y'all just weren't compatible. That's the end of that. That's the end of that. If you with somebody, you feel like, okay, this is my speed. We pour into each other. They are concerned with my health. They're cool, calm, and collected. We could talk about books, and we could talk about, we got a lot in common, and, we're able to put the past behind us, and, y'all get the point. The pros outweigh the cons. The pros outweigh the cons. but don't let Fridays mess you up, okay? It's just that Mercury is retrograde, and you start to pay attention. You're starting to slow down. You're starting to slow down. You're starting to slow down. That's it. So eat your walnuts. That's walnuts. I'm thinking about walnuts on when I see Ace of Swords, I think about walnuts. Get your brain food going. Here we have it. It's all becoming clearer to you now, right? Somebody's still telling lies about you, but you don't care, child. You don't care about somebody telling lies about you. You know who you are. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. They can keep it a secret. Yeah, so don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. At this point in your life, you need total transparency, for real. And especially when you talk about marriage, you need transparency. That's it. So somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. They might well just toss your number into a burning bowl. So pray and meditate. Pray and meditate, but you're not looking back. Put a manhole cover over the past. If you're in a relationship where you feel like, okay, I can see myself when I weigh the pros and cons. Yeah, I wish I had a little bit of sprinkle of somebody from my past in this relationship. Tell your person. Tell your person. Like I kind of want you. I wish you were a little bit more Not like your ex, okay? But this is what I really wish, this is what I want in a relationship. Like, talk, open, child, tell them. Heal people, move differently. Make a list of pros and cons. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's a changeling. Somebody from your past is a changeling, child. Somebody has a very lustful spirit. That's what y'all got to remember. The devil card speaks to lust, right? So yeah, they may have had you jumping off chandelier. Y'all could have been like all stars in the bedroom together. But outside of that, all they had you was just crying. Sad, knuckles brushing the ground, bottom lip looking like a cash register drawer. You was just a hot mess with them. But that's going to be a no. That's a no. That's a no. That's a heck no. So make room for a new blessing. Discipline. Y'all are a very disciplined sign. Close out the cycle today. Close it out. Some of y'all look at your knuckles right now. You like, oh my God, I need to go put some lotion on my knuckles. They do look like I've been dragging the floor like an orangutan. Oh my God. Somebody apologizes for betraying you. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh, seriously. But some of it is really not funny. But I'm just really trying to lighten the mood for you all because somebody really wants to be married, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be married, but you don't want to, you're not going backwards to something that really, really made you sad. Yeah, that really made you sad, right? And you don't have to say anything negative about an ex. They are in human form just like you are. And so wish the best for them. But keep it high vibrational. You don't have to wish anything horrible on them. But keep it high vibrational, right? So, yeah. So you're a very strong person, and people have been praying for your strength, that you put the past behind you completely, that you just completely cut ties. And I see you having the strength to do that. I see you have the strength to do that. So, congratulations to you. Congratulations. So somebody apologizes in their own way. They receive their karma. And again, you're not trying to be their God. They know that you're a really nice person. And they really genuinely want to see you in peaceful and harmonious relationships. So, all right, here we have stretch it out. So here we have crown chakra. Yeah, so adjust your crown. Whoever you are, man or woman, adjust your crown. So congratulations to whoever's getting married. Congratulations. I see somebody breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. I see it being very, very successful. Very successful. So congratulations to you. All right.